Salve a tutti, qui è Midori48 con The Stanley Parable ancora una volta. E mi dispiace non sono riuscito a caricare l'altro gameplay prima, però diciamo che il mio computer è lento tanto quanto mia nonna quando cammina, e mia nonna non cammina, quindi lol. E va bene, allora, dunque l'altra volta sono passata a sinistra, quindi adesso vado a destra, faccio un po' e un po', vediamo cosa riesco a vedere, a trovare. Voce, stai zitta, voce narrativa, dici sempre le stesse cose e basta, non ti stanchi. Una stanza veramente degna di ammirazione, vero? Uno spettacolo. Già, vabbè, basta. Ok, va bene, se proprio devo, ti do retta in parte, dai, vediamo. Andiamo di qua. Vedi, allora. Oddio, un pulsante rosso. Andiamo. Assolutamente no, io non torno sui miei passi. Attenzione.
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back he needed to go
sinistra. Ok. Su, sveglio. Sbrigate.
Oh no.
Come no?
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Destra, ok, vabbè.
No.
Che fai?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
Mi stai trollando anche tu. Diamine.
It's clearly...
No, non posso aspettare per un minuto, è la mia storia, dannazione. Apri una porta, Stanley. Stanley. Dai, su, alza la grata.
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Va bene così allora. Cazzo, un camioncino, andiamocene. Dai, che palle. Va bene, giù. Cazzo, perché sono qui? Che diavolo? Questo è spoiler. Ora mi sento meglio, grazie spoiler.
Okay. We just have to get back to oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
Vabbè, dovresti tipo riprovarci, dai, proviamoci. Sì, ok, è andata, ci sto. Ma ok, ci provo. Non ti garantisco niente però perché ed eccoci ancora qui, che palle. Cioè, che tristezza, Stanley.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Wait, what?
Quanti cazzo di porte ci sono?
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over.
Ma si può sapere come fai a resettare tutto? Cioè, chi diavolo sei? Va bene, ok.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room?
No, non ho toccato niente, giuro.
Did you move
Giuro.
the story
Ho solo visto il finale della storia, non ho toccato assolutamente niente.
Why am I asking you?
Ecco,
I'm the
grazie.
one who wrote the story.
Ottimo.
It was right here just a minute ago.
Il primo passaparola è
I know
riconoscere i
for
propri
sure
errori,
it's
va bene, dunque.
Okay then, it's an adventure.
Oh,
Come, Stanley,
sì.
let's find the story.
Oh, andiamo a random, ok, perfetto, mi piace. Dai. E qui cosa c'è? E qui, ok. Ma sembrano tutti uguali questi. Aspetta. Dai, sarà mica me la stai buttando in culo. Vabbè, sì, ok, quindi. E quindi? Che cazzo?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've
ho
ever been on.
capito, figlio mio, ma non c'è un filo di trama in questa storia, su?
Do we need to restart the game again? But it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Che bel
All of his
posto.
co-workers were gone.
Certo che questi uffici sono
Stanley
davvero
decided to
molto
go to the meeting
attraenti.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ecco, ottimo, hai fatto l'altro danno. Ma si può sapere che cosa diavolo ti salta in mente?
The story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh, meglio, dai. Beh. Quindi
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
The story.
The story.
Whoa.
Here it comes.
Ok.
No, wait. Never mind.
Che cazzo?
Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way
Mo
and
te la butto,
retrace our
mo ti
steps.
metti a 90 e te la butto. Cioè, giuro. Ma che perché? Perché? Qual è il motivo? Cazzo, va bene.
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't
L'hai fatta
think so.
tu, non lo so.
I can't quite recall,
Non lo
but I
so.
believe my story took place in an
Perché non
office
si vede
building.
fuori?
Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
No,
Well, do you know
dannazione.
what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You
Che
win!
palle, ma così dai, era troppo semplice, su.
I know you put in a lot of hard work.
Dai,
but it
non
really
sfottermi,
paid
non
off.
prendermi per i
Good
fondelli, su,
job.
dai. Apri una porta. Crea una porta.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for
In
that one.
realtà un
Some
po' di
people
impegno
win
ce l'ho
fair and
messo.
square, and
Cioè,
this
senza
was not
offesa.
one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, che
All right,
spettacolo.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line.
Vabbè,
How
se devo
simple
solo
is
seguire la
that?
linea, allora va bene. Oh mio Dio, porta aperta, che scherzi. Cazzo, ma non si gioca. Che cos'è questo solitario? Infame. Io ti licenzierei
See?
se
The line
fossi un
knows
mio
where the story
dipendente.
is.
Oh mio Dio,
It's
seguiamo la
over in
linea.
this
Ok,
direction.
ottimo.
Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Non lo so.
Simply by the act of moving
Perché passa sopra il
forward,
muro?
are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
Diamine, questa linea è tipo quella lì ubriaca.
Weird back there? You know what?
Hai
I think
bevuto.
what we need to lighten the mood.
Jesus Christ, dovevi mettere Jesus Christ. Vabbè, dai, un po' lo stesso, va bene così. Va bene. Ma cazzo, ma potevi farmi semplicemente passare lì? Vaffanculo.
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley.
È bellissima questa pianta, effettivamente. Ora che me lo fai notare. Cavolo, certo che non sarei riuscito ad andare avanti senza questa pianta. No, no. Allora, la osserverò come se fosse l'ultima volta che osservo una pianta. Va bene, basta. Dunque, linea ubriaca. Che fai, la zig zag?
Wait, we're back at the office?
Qual è il tuo problema?
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Ho capito, ci sta a provare. Dai, poveraccio, sta a fare lavoro suo, su. Un'altra volta.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? After we
Poveraccia.
trusted you. After everything
Lui
we've
era
been
colpa a lei.
through,
Tu, no, dai, su. Come al diavolo, non imprecare.
Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure
Oh,
line.
così
What's
mi
it ever
piace.
done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Oh,
Ooh,
dai
this
così.
all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh, bah, dai. Io e la voce narrante.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley
Oh,
forging
non
a new
copiamo
path,
le
a
battute
new story. Well, it could be
dell'altro,
anything.
ok?
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. I'd also like
Che
to
cazzo
veto
ci
the
fai tu
line
qui?
from having any role in our awesome new story.
Ancora?
No lines or monitor room budget.
Va bene,
You
ok,
should be
la
fine.
ignoro. Ta non ti vedo. Ta. Ottimo, vai così. Dai. E questo?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In
vabbè,
fact,
so
I
dici tu,
believe
allora,
I
mi
need a
fido.
minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I
Ok,
know
sto
that each
camminando.
door has to lead somewhere.
Perché sto seguendo il consiglio di un tizio che non vedo, cazzo? Magari sei come Giovanna D'Arc e senti le voci.
That leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right going? And since the answer is clearly yes, the right
Guarda
is the
mo',
correct one. Another
Guarda
victory
mo',
for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Ma che palle. Ma dai, sei proprio stronzo. Che diavolo è un
Confusion
conto?
ending. You're telling me that's what it means? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
Ma
Well, what if I don't? My mind goes blank simply because
è
it's
tipo,
written
cioè,
here
è
on
tipo
this-
tutto quello che ho
this
fatto nel
thing.
gioco e
War.
cioè, scusa.
Well, who consulted me?
Ma perché?
Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all
Cioè,
of
scusa,
this?
non hai fatto tu questo gioco, non l'avevi calcolata questa?
No, it can't be. I don't want to forget what's going on.
Oh, basta.
I don't want to be trapped
Oh,
like
bravo,
this.
non ricominciare
I
il gioco.
won't
Bravo, così ti
restart the
voglio,
game.
imponiti.
I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean did we do it?
Sì,
Did we break the cycle?
sembra troppo facile,
The,
ok, sì, di Stanley.
whatever it is that made this schedule. How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
O moriremo di fame prima, ma
something
tranquillamente.
So,
Perché non mi convince questa cosa?
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story.
Sì,
Wouldn't
ok,
you
ma che
agree?
storia triste.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. Well, in the meantime,
Ma che cazzo, ma perché?
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Sei un
Stanley
fallito.
decided
sei.
to go to the meeting room.
Va bene, dai, proviamoci.
A single person here.
No, che occhio.
Feeling a wave of
Occhio lungo
disbelief,
però, Bravo,
Stanley decided
Gerrante.
to go up to his boss's office, hoping
Ma
he might find
vaffanculo.
coming to a
Andiamo,
staircase.
andiamo, Stanley, io e
walked
te.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Lascia stare quel fallito della voce narrante che non serve assolutamente a
But
niente.
Stanley just couldn't do it.
Certo,
He
ovvio.
considered the possibility of facing his boss. Hard for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he
Prendiamoci una
believed
bibita nel mentre che
everyone
parla.
had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
Perché non
And
hai
then something
spiccioli?
occurred
Ma
to
ti
Stanley.
pagano.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. Seriously out of existence. in
La
a
smetti di
single
parlare,
moment,
per favore, mi
for
fa male
no
la
reason
testa.
at all. None of strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet?
L'ho detto, allora non ero qualcosa, cioè, un
They
viaggio
hide him
mio.
wherever he went.
Perché?
And for that
Oh,
matter,
porca puttana.
these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Diamine?
No, Stanley
Serio?
said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Effettivamente,
And at
effettivamente,
last,
dai.
he came to the conclusion that it'd be for it.
È un sogno!
He yelled. This is all a dream.
Sei proprio un folle,
What a
sei.
relief Stanley felt.
Cioè, diamine,
to have
Giovanna d'Arco
finally
ti fa
found
una
an
pippa a
answer,
due mani,
an
serio.
explanation. His job, he wasn't crazy after all. And
Dai,
he
vabbè,
thought to
prendiamo questa
himself,
macchina e sfondiamo il
"I
muro.
suppose I'll
Forza,
wake up
Stanley.
soon. I'll have to go back to my... I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to
Che
gently
spettacolo!
float above the
Stai
ground.
volando!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
No,
It was so
che
much
spettacolo.
fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head?
Questa deve essere la prima domanda, Stanley. Poi venivano le altre, tipo dei tuoi piedi e delle poste, cioè al diavolo.
Being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
C'è la telecronaca, non ti piace?
I'm dreaming about a voice in my thoughts, he thought. Their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Un sogno molto particolare, ti sei fatto un cannone, ma tanto, cioè, da solo. Va bene, smetto di camminare, tanto non arrivo da nessuna parte.
As he's ever been in his life. Now hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? Himself too, surely, if he could just...
Oddio, ti prego, stai zitto, Gandalf. Dio
would
santo.
prove that he was a
Basta,
dream.
ti chiamerò Gandalf, ho deciso.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool back, the fresh air of the world outside. Let me wake up. he
Io
thought
avrei
to
spaccato
himself.
la finestra e mi
I'm
sarei
through
buttati
with this
sotto.
dream. I
Cioè,
wish
magari
it to be
sarei andato al
over.
piano più basso e poi mi sarei
Let me
buttati
go
sotto,
back to my
ovviamente.
job.
per uscirne.
Let me continue pushing. It's all
Vai
I
contento tu, guarda, io ti
want. I
lascerei lì
want my
davanti tutto il
apartment
giorno.
and my wife.
Hai una
and my
moglie,
job.
povera sfigata.
All my life is normal. I am normal.
Non proprio,
Everything
cioè
will be
è contestabile questo io sono normale, però va bene, dai.
I am
Gandalf,
okay.
zitto, taci. Vabbè, ma allora sei proprio un pirla. Ti vai a fidare di Gandalf.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone,
Ecco.
wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss, I have an office, I am real.
Sì,
Please,
ti
just
piacerebbe,
someone tell me I'm
in realtà
real.
non
I
esiste.
must be real, I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went
Ma no, è rosa. Ok, è buio. Scusa.
This is the story of a woman named
Ma che
Mariella.
cazzo c'entra? Ma perché?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming
Ecco,
to
matto
himself,
come le
then
pecore, proprio
collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
fuori come una
And
zucchina.
although she would soon turn,
Ah, ma certo,
he was
tranquilla, non lo
obviously
aiutare,
crazy.
osservalo.
This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I
Te lo
am
credi tu.
in control of my mind. I know what is real. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment
Ma
that
sì,
she
ma
stood
neanche
there,
tira fuori il cellulare e chiama
staring down
l'ambulanza
at
e
the
se ne
body.
va, poi, cioè, scusa,
she
no?
turned
Proprio sti
around.
cazzi. Brava, così ti voglio. C'è qualquadra che non cosa può essere?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
E vabbè. Porco disse. E quindi?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ho capito, ma se anche fosse, vabbè, dai.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
Ovviamente.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
Gandalf,
stop by the
Gandalf,
employee
pensa a
lounge
Frodo
first,
e a tutti i
just
suoi
to admire it.
compagni elfi e gnomi. Ti prego, vai da loro
Wow.
e lasciami in
Yes.
pace.
This room. Stanley took the first
voglio fare una
open door on
fotocopia.
his left.
Dove vado? Dove vado? Dove?
Stanley was so bad at following
Dove?
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Va bene, saremo qui sopra. Questa volta non mi getto,
Look,
giuro.
Stanley, I think we've been neglecting Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by
Va
yourself.
bene, ok,
Not
pace.
asking for me, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Grazie. Bene, ottimo, anche questa volta il gameplay di Stanley Parable è finito. La prossima volta farò l'ultimo finale che abbiamo proposto dal gioco e poi credo che tipo io abbia finito. Grazie a tutti per la visione e iscrivetevi se il canale vi piace e pace a tutti. Grazie.